it's me. And let me say today, cheers. I'm drinking blueberry mead. A fun fact, the Czech word for mead is med, and the Czech word for bear is medveda. And I think medveda is also the Russian word for bear too, medveda. Medveda translates to honey eater. So that's the word for bear. It's medveda, honey eater. So there we go. Nastorovi. Nastorovi is cheers in Czech, Polish, Russian. There's a lot of similarities between those three languages. Okay. So, let's get into it today with MMTLP. First and foremost, the last video I talked about John Brda's timeline, and I said it was interesting how when those permits were filed to drill the Oro Grande, that's when John Brda started tweeting. Today, John Brda tweeted again in response to Honey Badger. He said, for the record, he, has been off the Torchlight books for over 90 days, but he still acts as a consultant for Meta right now. Again, he's not revealing anything he's not revealing if the property was sold. If he said, I was a consultant, ooh, he knows his language. I mean, he's been in NASDAQ companies now for quite some time. He knows his language. But he did say a few things. He did say, he has knowledge not available to the public. Okay, so he knows something I don't know. That could be promising. Also, he said he did not sell a single share of Meta or his preferred Torchlight shares. That tells you something. So, he says he's not worried. He's holding strong. Meta's taken a nosedive like a lot of other things in the market. And John Brda says he's not worried. What is that? Why is he not worried? He knows something that we don't know. Obviously, it's not public knowledge yet, right? It's exciting. It's exciting. Again, like I said, given the evidence, I think the evidence strongly points to there being a buyer. But that's just my opinion. As to who, we don't know. It could be anybody. In other news, there's this. So, back a while ago, like August, I went down this really massive rabbit hole. And I was traveling and I had some news feed blips going about, Texas land and oil sales. I was trying to see if I could get any information, any tidbits. And I got a thing pop up and it said this company, HNRI, Houston Natural Resources, HNRI, how they received some money. And then a month later, they received a lot of money. The article, looking back on it, and the article disappeared, it might have been miswritten. But they did receive money to buy more properties. HNRI is actually a fracking water recycling facility, but they do own some oil properties. And they were looking to expand more oil properties. HNRI also tried to start a cryptocurrency back in 2000. It went all the way back to 2017. One of the directors, Donald Gore, tried to start a crypto called Bitcoin Oil. OIL stands for Optimize Improve Ledger. They got decently far on it. They got as far as selling, like getting investors for it, kind of like what this PDX coin is doing now. This PDX cryptocurrency that everybody's been asking me questions about today. I wonder how PDX did it. So one of the reasons why Bitcoin Oil didn't take off is because it's an oil-backed security. According to Swiss crypto councils, having it oil-backed did not make it a cryptocurrency. That made it a commodity-backed security. And thus they had to rewrite some white papers, and then they said take out the oil part. Even though it's optimized improved ledger and it's with this hard fork that they created, there's this oil connotation to it, and we don't want that. How PDX was able to do it, I wonder, because it came up again, when was it? Sometime later, like late August, early September, after I finished going down that rabbit hole. And PDX came up, but PDX is trying to do the same thing. They have some oil assets, but then they have their crypto offices, which are kind of decentralized. I wonder how PDX is getting this done, because it's tied to oil, and according to the Swiss Crypto Valley in Switzerland, they told Bitcoin Oil, you can't tie that really to oil, and that kind of threw a wrench in their plans. I'm wondering how PDX does this. Is it tied to the dividend? Not directly. I think there's a small chance it's directly tied to the dividend. If it is, the only way would be is if the land got outright sold to them. That is a possibility. But it could be sold to a big oil player as well. I think that's the more likely outcome. As far as getting a crypto dividend, George did say he wants cash, and the page 12 on the 10Q filing, as I talked about before, does state that they are selling the land. So it's going to be for cash then, which works in everybody's favor, because who doesn't like cash? And it's quicker to take the cash and reinvest it into MMAT than it is to have a crypto. How are you going to get the wallet for it? See, with Overstock, they actually had their own specific wallet for it, their own crypto wallet, their own online crypto wallet. You got the crypto coin. This is a lot more drawn out than it needs to be. I think cash is the quickest option for everybody at this point. But, with what Brda said today, that he has knowledge, he's holding strong. And then he also talked about, he's been talking about lately, this company called 911 Inform, which is kind of like a service you pay for, and it's all accompanying for 911. So it provides a better triangulation of your signal, which I think is phenomenal, because I live out in the country, and if I call 911, it actually goes to this other place, which then has to connect me to my local 911 office. So if I call 911 from my house, the tower actually takes me way out somewhere else, and then they have to dial back. I have to tell them, please dial into, my local 911 office. I have to tell them where it is, and then they patch me through. So it's like a two-step process for me to call 911. So I think that's a great service. It provides better triangulation. It provides topographic maps. If there's any security or gate codes or whatever that prevents, emergency services from getting in there, they can do that with this service. I think that's terrific. Brda says that he is involved with 911 Inform. How? I don't know yet. We'll have to see. Is he on some sort of board as a consultant? Or, this is speculation on my part. This is speculation. Is he like a VC investor? Is he going to be a venture capitalist? Is Brda like, yeah, I'm going to take my dividend money, I'm going to invest in 911 Inform. And Brda said he's not worried. Okay, that's a little bit of speculative assurance. Investors meeting this Friday. I'm sorry I said December 4th. That's Saturday. I'm terrible with the weekend dates. It's the 3rd. It's this Friday. The 3rd is the meeting for Meta. Be there or be square. Where's my whiteboard? Friday, December 3rd is Meta's meeting. They might talk about the dividend there, or they might talk about it later on. If they do not talk about the dividend on Friday, guys, remember, don't panic. Don't let the FUD get to you. They still have time to announce the dividend and pay it. It might be ready to go, and Meta likes to take people by surprise. They have a history of doing that. It might be announced later to take people off guard. So if you don't hear dividend, the FUD's going to come out. They're going to be like, haha, no dividend, spin off. Keep a level head. I keep saying it. We're going to rehearse it. No shame in rehearsing, being prepared emotionally. Friday, December 3rd's meeting, they might or might not talk about MMTLP. If they do, awesome. If they don't panic. Don't panic. They still have time to talk about it. And Meta has a history of doing things last minute, taking people by surprise. There was a Twitter user who's also a YouTube fan of mine. His name is Say, and his Twitter account is rapidPAYtience. And he took the time and made this lovely video for me. And he does live in New York. He does sound like he has a New York accent, actually. So, okay, that rings true. I'm like, oh, he sounds very New Yorkish. He lives there. He made this wonderful video for me. So let's watch it.
So I'm going to narrate something for you today. This is basically me foreshadowing what will happen with the MMAT situation. So this is from one of my favorite movies and of my favorite person on YouTube at the moment, Pigeon Lady. So I'm going to try to narrate what's going on, and I'll play the video.
Let's get out of here. Shut up, I said.
This is Pidgey right here. This is Pigeon Lady. And this is me.
Let him go.
So Pigeon Lady comes and says to me, go, run away from the hedge funds. Right? These two are the hedge funds. And so now she throws the divvy, and that's the dividend. And these are all these pigeons are other investors. They're flocking now to buy MMLTP. Right? So Pigeon Lady threw the dividend, and everybody's trying to buy the MMLTP. And it's killing the hedge funds. This is basically a short squeeze. What are you seeing right here is a short squeeze. I assume this is how the hedge funds will be.
And I laugh maniacally.
That's me. So Pigeon Lady blows me a kiss. And this is what my portfolio will be afterwards. This is how my portfolio, my bank account will be. That's it. Fireworks. And now the SEC is going to come in. SEC is rolling up. SEC is going to come in. And they're going to apprehend the hedge funds. That's the SEC running. Always late to the party. My portfolio is still going up. Other investors are still trying to get all the divvy they can. So the SEC comes, breaks it up. All the investors fly. Now all you're left is these hedge funds. You know, looking like...
I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. I saw it this morning, and like it made my day. It made my day. I was flabbergasted that somebody put like that much work into something. I love it. I love it. Okay, guys, that's your pep talk for today. I hope that video put a smile on your face. This was your mini update from the Bird Lady. I will talk to you soon. Goodbye.